for social media really quick. I'm literally exploding right now. I'm sorry. Oh, again, she's all right. We'll get started here in just 1 minute. Like to start on time, end on time. Just a reminder, if you are joining us virtually, if you'll make sure that you are muted, that would be fantastic. All right, it's 8 o'clock. So good morning, everybody. My name is Donalisa Stinyard. I'm the Associate Director with the Center for Women Entrepreneurs. On behalf of Tracy Irby, the Director of the Center for Women Entrepreneurs, and all of the staff, welcome to our July WomenRISE. We're so glad that those of you that are in person braved the potential wind and rain that was stirring up. You can sit to the left if there's not enough, or to the right. So we just thank you for braving the potential wind and all of that that's coming up. So this is the Center for Women Entrepreneurs, and we are part of the J. Nelson Institute for Women's Leadership at Texas Women's University. And the JNIWL is dedicated to preparing more women to take on successful roles in business and public service. Our 3 specialized centers provide women with the education to establish executive level careers, the skills for building entrepreneurial businesses, and the framework needed to run for public office. So up here, we also have the Center for Student Leadership and the Center for Women in Politics and Public Policy. So I would encourage, for those of you that are in person, or if you are in the Denton area or traveling this way, to stop by and check out the Sue S. Bancroft Leadership Hall. There's a lot of great exhibits in there that highlight women in politics and public and policy here in the state of Texas. So if you are online this morning, if you will kindly put your name and your business in the chat, we will send the chat out to everybody. And we're going to introduce our in-person audience. So if we can start from Mystica, you feel like being first? Sure. All right, awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mystica. I'm CEO and founder of Optimize Ops, and I help businesses thrive over survive.
Awesome, thank you.
Good morning, I'm Karen. I'm with No Lasting Matter Beauty and Wellness. I am also an alum here at TWU, and I've been in business for 7 years.
Awesome.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mirka Morales. I'm the president and founder of MI Quality Services, and we are a quality coaching, consulting, and awareness company.
Hello, I'm Jessica DeLeon. I'm working on a website for single women in management, and I hope to launch it later this year. Thank you so much.
Good morning, I'm Jaleesa Howard, and I am a commercial photographer and videographer. So I help consumer packaged goods brands elevate their visuals online and offline.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a social worker and community liaison for Concho Art Hospice. And I'm another one here. And this used to be our building. So it works out.
Hi, my name is Amber McNeil. I have McNeil Studio. I do photography and digital marketing. And I'm also, we're opening a new wedding venue in St. Joe. I'm Hannah McGinty, and I'm the owner of Handswoman Photo and Modern Memoir Wedding Films. Handswoman Photo works on branding, promotions, and testimonial videos. Hi, I'm Kiana. I'm TW alum as well. I graduated in 2020. And this is my partner, my business partner. Her name is Taisha. I'm launching a startup called the Butterfly's Nest to help women overcome obstacles. Great.
Hello, I'm Susan Whitmer. I am designing my retirement gig, Sunrise Susan Yoga. Hopefully, I will be online teaching online courses in yoga next year. Thank you.
I am Nancy Ellis, and I am a mobile notary signing agent for mortgage loans and docs. And I also, as a side gig, I'm a former executive C-suite assistant, so I also do contractual work for startup CEOs.
Great morning. My name is Natisha McIntosh. I'm the CEO and owner of Lash It Brow Down here in Denton, Texas. We provide eyelash extension services, permanent makeup such as eyebrows, freckles, lip tattoos, 3D nipples for women that have had like mastectomies. We also provide a platform for other entrepreneurs looking to pursue the beauty industry.
Oh, hi.
Bridget McIntosh, owner of Glitz and Glam Events. I am an event planner and I just, that's good money. So brand new to the business.
I'm Erica Urban. I'm the marketing events director for the Horses Act, which is the axe throwing and billiard venue here in Denton.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Cindy Church. I own CM Promotions. We are a wedding and event planning company throughout DFW.
Morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Hernandez. My full-time job is an academic advisor at the College of Business, specifically for the graduate program. So if anyone here would like to get an MBA, please come talk to me. But besides that, I am also the co-owner of Beautiful Attitude Design. So my friend and I, we started this and we create digital prints that are cat related that can be turned into t-shirts, mugs, or anything like that.
Hi, good morning. My name is Candace. I'm new to the area and I work with a nonprofit healthcare company. So we're here with a new option for business owners where we can save them up to 7% off their healthcare costs, not only for the owners, but also for any employees or 1099. So I'm excited to be here on meeting.
Good morning. My name is Satira. I am opening a restaurant in Houston called Reimagine. It is dairy-free cuisine, and my bar is a non-alcoholic craft cocktail.
Wow.
My name is Kristen. I'm owner of physical therapist and Movology Physical Therapy and Wellness. We do mobile concierge physical therapy.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. And I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to introduce our staff. Here we have Kimberly Nelson on. She is our statewide program manager, extending the arm of the CWE all around Texas. And she's our online host today. And then we have Christine Mortel, which is our small business advisor. So if anybody has any business advising needs, please feel free to reach out to Christina. And then we have Barbara Ranke, who is she's handling our Facebook, and she's our program coordinator.
Donna Lisa.
Yes.
I also wanted to share that Chris Wright, our Abilene advisor, is also on the call.
Oh, okay. So we also have an Accelerate Her program in Abilene. And so our business advisor from there is on as well. So welcome. It's nice to see you. So I am so excited. We have Tarsha Hearns on today. She is the senior director at our DEC, the Dallas Entrepreneurial Center. And Tarsha Hearns is the senior director of ecosystems at the Dallas Entrepreneur Center, a 501c3 nonprofit that drives innovation and economic impact by helping entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their businesses. As senior director, Tarsha leads a team that provides business support services to entrepreneurs seeking to start or grow their businesses. In addition, she manages the Community Navigator Dallas program, a federally funded program by the Small Business Administration, which connects entrepreneurs to business support and financial resources in their community. Tarsha is an engaged member of the small business community and has received numerous awards for her entrepreneurial endeavors, for her leadership, and for her dedication to serving women and minority founders. Professionally known as the marketing lady, Tarsha has 20+ years as an entrepreneur and lists winning a contract with the National Football League for Super Bowl. Which number is that?
45.
Which one? 25.
45.
As her biggest career defining moment, yet her passion is to inspire people to live their dreams through entrepreneurship. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Tarsha Hearns.
Thank you so much, Donna Lisa, and welcome everyone. Thank you all for those of you who came out in person. Thank you for showing up, and thank you to all of those that were online. I had an opportunity to do a little bit of networking online to get to meet some of the wonderful women here, and then just listening to the different types of businesses in the audience, from the photographers, the meeting and wedding planners and coaches and consultants. This webinar is definitely going to be beneficial to you. Some of the things that I'm really going to talk about is focused around this traditional way of building your personal brand. But as we move into an era where artificial intelligence is about to take over, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that as well. But I want to start off to make sure everyone understands what personal branding actually is and how it is it's wrapped around your own personal attributes. You all will get an opportunity to kind of think through what your personal attributes are. For those of you that are in person, I'll give you a chance to maybe talk with your neighbor next to you around some of those personal brand attributes. We want to really understand the difference between building a personal brand and building an influencer brand or using influencer marketing. And then give you a few examples of how some leaders have been able to take their personal brand and incorporate that as part of their company brand. As I listen to some of you in the room, as well as online, some of you are promoting a company brand versus a personal brand, but we're going to talk about how the two will align. And you, hopefully, by the time you end this session, you'll determine whether you want to focus on promoting you, the founder, owner, CEO, or if you want to focus on promoting the company brand first. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And of course, I'll go over a few tools and resources that you can use to help scale your brand using artificial intelligence. And then lastly, I'll share a resource that you can use to help you define, develop, and promote the brand called you. So I remember the first time I actually heard about personal branding. It actually wasn't until around 2004, 2005, but personal branding, actually, the term was coined by this man named Tom Peters when he wrote an article in the late 90s in the magazine Fast Company. And he really talked about, in order to get ahead, to advance your career, you have to be the CEO of Me Inc. Meaning you really have to learn how to market yourself, market your brand. Initially, personal branding have always been around, how do I build a personal brand to advance my career? But many of you are solopreneurs, and people are buying you before they buy into the product or the service that you provide. Now, when I first learned about personal branding, it wasn't until 2005, and that's when I decided, hey, I'm not going to focus on marketing my marketing agency that I started back in 2003. I'm going to focus on marketing myself. the individual, the personal brand. So it's really important to understand that personal branding is really about how people perceive you. It's about your unique attributes. Each one of us have a unique thumbprint. Now, even though you may say to yourself, well, hey, I'm a photographer and there's another photographer in the room. What is going to really make me different from that photographer? Or I'm a wedding planner or an event planner, and, we're running or targeting the same audience. What's going to really make me or my company different? That's when you start thinking about you. What are some of the attributes that are unique to you that people gravitate to? What are some of the things that really make you stand out? Maybe some of those things are around your values. It could be around your beliefs. It could be around some of the goals or what is your purpose that makes you stand out. I remember back in, and I know Peggy is here on the line, online. I've known Peggy for, gosh, I don't know how many years. And I remember because she and I used to do a lot of networking together, and we both used to talk about networking strategies. But I do remember a time where, she and I would be at different events. I'd see her. I would also see people that I knew throughout the Metroplex because we all did a lot of networking. But I also remember at one particular event that I attended, there was this gentleman there who said, hey, I saw you a few months ago at another networking event. You're that marketing lady, aren't you? I remember you because I held onto your card. And at that moment, I realized that that individual did not remember the company name that I had started back in 2003. They remembered my expertise. They remembered what I did, and it was memorable enough that they held onto my business card so that when they saw me again, they were able to associate what I did with a brand, which is why I came up with the brand, The Marketing Lady. That's when the light bulb went off for me. It's like, hey, people are buying me. They're buying into me first before they're going to buy into the brand. So I want you to take a moment, whether you're online or in person, jot down paper or in your phone or your tablet when you're thinking about your personal brand, right? Do you want to focus on, and that there's competitors out there, and think about your, one competitor that you may know of. How could you make your brand stand out based on your own values? Based on your beliefs, based on your goals. Now, I was in one of the online networking sessions with Cynthia, and Cynthia has this parenting curriculum that she's just getting started. So any of you parents out there that want to really learn some parent enrichment tools, you want to see Cynthia Thomas, she's online. So hopefully Kimberly can get you all connected. But what I heard her say was she really valued parenting. That was like something that was very important to her. And so she's launching this company and this brand around something that she values. So I want you all to just take a couple of minutes. What will make you different or stand out from your competitors based on your values, based on your beliefs, based on your goal or your purpose? So take a couple of minutes, jot that down. If you're in the chat, go ahead and just type that in briefly. And Donna Lisa, hopefully if someone is in the audience and would like to share, we can figure out how if you can identify a person in the audience who would like to share. I'll let you do that. So let's, I'll give you 2 minutes. So at 8:20, we'll hear from some of you. So you're thinking about your competition, just one competitor, and you're thinking about you as a personal brand. How could you make your business stand out, be different based on your values, beliefs, goals, or even your purpose? I remember it honestly, I'll just be honest, it was years into starting my business that I really figured out my purpose for my brand. And I didn't have to do a whole bunch of soul searching. The thing was, I was true to what I believed in. I am very passionate about entrepreneurship. I really love helping women and minorities succeed. And I was true to that. So I was very consistent with my messaging. I was consistent with who I was targeting. And one day I woke up and I said, I know why I was put on this earth, why God placed me here is to inspire people to live their dreams through entrepreneurship. And once I really understood my brand's purpose, every single thing started to fall in line. And we'll talk more about how that works. So I'll give you 1 more minute. Again, if you're online, go ahead and put that in the chat. And if you're in person, I'll have Donna Lisa identify one person who would like to share. So let's start with in person. Who do you have that wants to share how they can use their values, beliefs, goals, or purpose to stand out from their competitors?
So we have Karen. Karen?
Good morning. For me, I feel as though being personable with my clients is how I stand out. And through that, I mean, when a client comes in and they want a particular lash, and if it's not for their face, even though they say that they saw their friend wanting it, we built that relationship by being personal with them. And I can honestly tell them, hey, no, that's not gonna work for you. And being personable with my clients, I've ended up having a lot bigger bills.
I have a question about the name
Yes,
of your
you do.
company. I've
Yes.
never heard such a positive name, like it's laughing.
It's a lashing. Donna Lisa, can I share why?
Can we do that after?
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Love it. Go
So
ahead.
what I heard Karen say is she likes to build relationships with her clients. So she goes beyond the product or the service that she's providing, but she's going to personalize or customize that customer's experience. So when building your brand and you're looking at the competition, it might, I'm just assuming, the competition might just be focused on production. How many clients can I serve and, and get my product or service? I need to get 5 clients today or 10 clients today. So that competition might be so focused on the numbers that they're less focused on the customer. There's this rule that has always been there. 80% of your revenue are going to come from 20% of your customers. That's the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule applies in almost every area of life. 80% of your revenue is going to come from 20% of your customers. And so what I hear Karen saying is, I'm going to stand out because I believe that building positive relationships with my customers and creating customized or personalized experiences are going to help me get repeat customers. Those repeat customers are going to refer people to me because of the experience I was able to create. Karen, does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you, yes.
Awesome. Now, Kimberly, tell me about some people online and in the chat. You're muted, Kimberly.
Sorry about that. One of the ones that came up was a drama exterminator. She focuses on clarity, compassion, and honesty. I liked that a lot. We had another one where elevate your level of consciousness, transforming relationships with food and exercise. So, and I have a few more. I didn't know how many you want.
One more.
One more. We have another one is a cafe, and she wants her brand to be a home away from home.
Yes.
She has an area for tots, but she focuses on the adults as the customer.
Yes, that's Leah. I heard her in one of the networking rooms. That is such a unique way to differentiate yourself from a coffee shop, as well as one of those places where kids can go play, like the bouncy houses and stuff like that, right? So I imagine, I don't have kids myself, I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I remember having to take them, whether it's to the little play area in the mall or somewhere to the park, and I'm just sitting there trying to watch them play. I might have a cup of coffee, I might have a book in my hand, or I might have a cell phone, but also trying to pay attention. And so this is such a unique concept, which combines the needs of a parent or a caregiver. And so that's what's making this company brand stand out. Now, Leah, I would just challenge you to think about you as the founder, owner, CEO of that company. How do you incorporate your own personal, unique attributes and build the brand around you? So the next exercise I'm going to have you all play. See, Leah, you got me talking about playing already. And so when we're talking about building this brand about you, and Leah, I hope you don't mind, I am going to pick on you a little bit because you have the perfect example and an easy one for me to do off the cuff. But it is a personal example because you really have a company brand. But I'm wondering, there has to be a reason why you created this unique concept. Obviously, you wanted to solve a problem. Obviously, you wanted to create a space where people could come and have coffee and be in that type of environment, but also have a place for their kids to play. But I also want you all to think about, what are some of those attributes about you that you could list and ask your friends to pick out from those 10 the top 3 attributes that really describe you. Because these are the attributes I'm going to challenge you to start thinking about and saying, how can I incorporate this into my brand? Now, this list that you see on the screen, it's not all of them. These are just examples, but attributes are characteristics. These are personality traits. So like for me, people always say, hey, I'm high energy. I'm very personable. I swear to you, I can walk into a room and strangers will just hug me. I mean, I don't know why. It's always been that way. I can meet someone and they just want to hug me. I don't know, maybe I'm cuddly. I don't know. But it is part of my personality. But I know I'm very personable. I'm easygoing. So these are some of those attributes. So perhaps you are ambitious, bold, or carefree. Are those attributes that you want to incorporate as part of your company brand, service brand, product brand? if it is, for example, if bold is one of your attributes, then you want to have bold colors. You want to dress in bold patterns, or you might want to have bold looking glasses, frames, because this is what's going to represent you and your unique attributes and make you stand out. Maybe you're dependable, dramatic, or energetic. If those are your attributes, how do you incorporate that into your company brand? So as you take a minute, I'm not asking you to list 10 right now, but your takeaway assignment is to identify 10 attributes. Share that with your friends, your colleagues, people that you trust, that's going to give you positive feedback, honest and positive feedback, because your assignment is to figure out, how do I build this company brand around me? So I'm going to pause there, and I want you to think about some of these attributes and some personal brands that you might know of right now. Can anyone think about a personal brand who's ambitious? A personal brand that might be a leader, like shows up as a leadership brand. So put that in the chat. Shout, oops, I think I saw a hand raised somewhere. Anyone posting anything there around personal brands that they would relate these attributes to? Do we have any takers?
There are a few over in the chat. We got Oprah.
Yes.
Joanna
Oprah, which one would be Oprah?
Ambitious. I think we were going after ambitious.
And bold. Ambitious, yep. And who else? You named a few others. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Joanna Gaines, Lisa Nichols.
Yeah. Oh, I love Lisa Nichols. I met her in person once.
We've got a married. Oh, wait, no, there's someone dropping their link. Wait, no, that is marriedpreneur. She's bold, funny, and insightful. I'm definitely going to go look that one up.
Yes. And so these are examples of how personal brands said, hey, this is me. This is who I am. I'm funny, I'm humorous, I'm bold, I'm introverted, whatever that is, that's who they are. And sometimes in building that brand, you have to elevate that as part of your brand. Okay, so let's take an example of a personal brand most of you might be familiar with, and how he was able to incorporate his brand, his personal brand, his unique attributes, and build a major corporation around it. So I want you to use, if you're in the chat, go ahead and use your hand raise or thumbs up icon if you fly Southwest on a regular basis. Like if that's like the main airline that you typically fly. Yep, me too. I typically fly it for a lot of reasons. One, because it's easier to fly into and out of than DFW. But I really enjoy when I am the whole experience, actually. So let's look at some of Herb Keller's attributes. He's the founder of Southwest Airlines. He's the late Herb Keller. If you've read his book, you'll learn about how he created Southwest and how it's so unique. But in his book, people would describe him as a friendly, carefree kind of guy. He was a prankster. You can see by the hat that he's wearing. He was funny. He would tell a joke, but he genuinely cared about people. So his love of people and his innovation in the airline industry is what he used to help Southwest stand out from all the other airlines. Now, whether you like Southwest or not, sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't. I've had some lost bags too, I've had to, all kinds of things happen. But the way I see that Mr. Keller has incorporated his company brand is Southwest is spirited. You always hear some kind of funny, unique joke or something. Somebody may wear something funny. Someone may say something funny. They're unique because so far they're still, to my knowledge, the only airline that lets your bags fly free. And they even joke around about it. You'll see billboard signs saying, hey, you don't have to pay for these guys. So they use a lot of humor and spirit within their marketing, their branding, and advertising. And then the simple fact that Herb Keller loved people. What's the name of the airport? Love Field. His last name is not Love. His first name isn't Love. Maybe his middle name is, I don't know. But because he has a love for people, the name of the whole airport is Love Field. When you look at the colors, you see red. Red represents love. When you look at the branding, you'll see a heart. All of that is because of this man's personal brand attributes and how he has incorporated that into his company brand. So for those of you like Leah, Ada, and the others who might have brick and mortar or company brands, think through what are the personal attributes I can use. And when you think of those attributes, you got to think about brand colors as well. I think I heard that there's a digital marketing company and a marketing promotions company in the audience. They could tell you that, hey, brand colors matter and represent, and it represents a meaning, right? Blues, if you're very like the HR consultant, you want to use colors that communicate dependability, competency, and usually a dark blue will communicate that. So think about what your attributes are, understand the meaning of those colors, and incorporate that as part of your branding. And before I move on, I want to leave time. I know I have time for questions, but are there any questions around what I've just covered so far? I could take maybe one or two questions.
I have a question.
Hold on. Go ahead.
So you were talking earlier about, the marketing branding and associating that to an experience for your customers or your business. As a marketer yourself, what are your immediate trigger or go-to concepts? So if I was to say these 3 or 4 words I associate to experience, for experiencing your brand, experiencing this perception of brand, whether it's personal or corporate, what would you say?
Yeah, so it's your brand essence, right? So that is like what, the essence of that brand. Going back to Herb Keller, Southwest Airlines, The essence is all about people and creating a fun, loving experience. So you want to look at what is your brand essence. Then you want to talk about or think through what is my brand purpose or brand statement, right? So is your brand statement could be around how you, your brand value, right? So, you know, what is the value proposition that your customer is going to gain from the working with you or having an experience with you? And then it's really next thing is brand reputation. You know, every single, whether you're a personal brand or a corporate brand, every single brand has some type of reputation that your audience perceives. Now, that reputation, you may create a certain reputation for your brand, but the audience may see it differently. When I've worked with some of my clients in the past, and I've done brand audits, or for a personal brand, I would do a personal brand assessment. And part of that personal brand assessment is literally asking colleagues, customers, or peers, peers, how do you see that brand? A good brand is consistent. A brand that needs to be improved is inconsistent. So you might be showing up one way, but your brand is showing up another way. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
And then there is a hand raised in the chat, Alicia.
Yes, hi. First of all, thank you for coming on today. The information has been valuable and it definitely relates to me. I have a Christian lifestyle brand and that's what I started with. But more and more my mentors and friends are saying, the brand is you. And so I don't really know how to pivot from the company brand to me, even if I'm redesigning my website and I don't know where to go with that. I know it's probably the thing to do. I just don't know how to do it and lose the essence of what I started.
Yeah, it's all about telling your story. The story of who you are, why you started this Christian lifestyle. If we go back to my slide where I talked about your beliefs and your values, right? So if you have a Christian lifestyle business, did you start it because of your belief system? Did you start it because of your values? And if so, what's the story behind that? And once you start telling that story, then you are incorporating that into your company brand. I'm going to talk about telling your brand story in just a moment. So I'm going to circle back to that in one moment. So thank you so much for sharing, asking that question. So we were talking about these brand attributes. And once you get really, really clear on these brand attributes, then you have fame. And I'm not just talking about Instagram fame. I'm not just talking about social media fame. I mean, you are top of mind when someone needs your product or service. I can't tell you how many times, actually recently, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing, but I ran into this gentleman that attended a workshop I did 9 years ago. He went into the military, he moved, he came back. I mean, all kinds of things happened in 9 years. He told me he still had my business card from 9 years ago. And he was held on to it because he was waiting for the time when he started his business, because he had always wanted to start a business, but life happened and all kinds of things happened. And probably 3 years ago, he pulled that business card back out and reached out to me and finally was like, hey, I've been holding on to this card for almost 9 years. Here's what I've done for my business. I need your help. But you know what that says is that my brand was top of mind for him. Whatever I said whatever experience he had 9, 10 years ago in that session made him, reach out to me. So that's what you want. You want that level of fame. And so let's talk about what fame actually, my fame stands for is familiarity. So your audience is now familiar with your brand because you've built a proven reputation. Your audience is familiar with your brand. So your goal as a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur is to be top of mind. And in order to be top of mind, people have to be familiar with you. Your attributes, we just talked about it. Are you highlighting your best attributes? And are you doing it constantly and consistently? Now, you might have multiple attributes that make up who you are. Please do not try to market them all at once or at different times, because then you are really going to show, even though it's you and who you are, you're just going to show up inconsistently. Like one day you're going to be bold and ambitious, but then the next day you might be calm and quiet. That's not going to work out. Find the ones that you want to stick to, be consistent, and constantly show up that way. Be memorable. Whether it's your business name, your logo, a saying that you have. I mentioned that I had actually started my marketing firm in 2003. The name of that firm was Pivotal Marketing Group. And I was the only person in the group. And it was at the time I was forming an agency. This was before digital marketing was a thing, and Facebook was still in Mark Zuckerberg's dorm room. But the company evolved, obviously, to keep up with all the changes in marketing. And so, but I realized that people didn't remember that brand name, right? But they remembered me and associated me with marketing, and therefore I changed the name to the Marketing Lady. And then E is your expertise. You have honed your expertise, and you're known for that expertise in your industry. So your goal is, what am I gonna, what is my brand? How am I building my brand around my beliefs, goals, values? What are those attributes about me that I can incorporate into that brand? And then how do I stay top of mind? By having fame. Well, fame is easy to come by these days because a lot of us want to focus on being influencers, which is great. But there is a difference, right? Influencer marketing is a tactic of building your personal brand. Influencer marketing is a tactic of the broader strategy of building your personal brand, right? So when you're thinking about building your personal brand, it's more strategic. You're focusing on those personality, skills, attributes, values, beliefs. Personal branding, you're leveraging both your online and your offline presence, and you're really focusing on differentiating from others. With influencer marketing, again, it's a part of the broader strategy, and it really is all about your online presence, gaining followers. Oftentimes, influencers want to gain followers because they want to be able to generate revenue, but also get endorsements of products and services. And it's focusing more around that grabbing a person's attention, doing things that might be unique to their personality, but ultimately, influencer marketing is around getting paid by brands. Versus a personal brand is saying, hey, I want to stand out so I can get paid by my customers for the product or service that I offer. And so again, telling your brand story. So what is your why? Why are you doing this? You know, Cynthia talked about her beliefs and values around parenting. Is there a story behind that? Alicia, you're talking about your Christian lifestyle business. Is there a story around that? And if so, how does it relate to solving a customer's problem? Whether that's a problem or how does it relate to meeting a customer's need? And when you're telling your brand story, set your customer up as the hero. Yes, I know you're the personal brand and it's all about you, but if you want money and customers, you're gonna have to position your customer as a hero so for example, if you're if the problem that you're solving with having a play and coffee place is that, hey, you know, I'm a coffee lover, but I also need just a really safe place to, you know, take my kid. I love going to Starbucks or these coffee shops, but it's really not conducive to kids, right? By positioning the customer as the hero is saying, now I am thinking about my kid. You know, I'm putting my kid first by putting my kid into an environment that's safe for them to play, but at the same time, I can enjoy doing the adulting things that I enjoy too. So that's how you're placing your customer as a hero as you tell your story and build your brand. And it's important to have call to action. What does your customer need to do in order to experience that brand, in order to have a better outcome? And so the last part of this is really focusing on AI. I am learning this just as much as many of you are learning this, and I'm discovering a lot of new things. Hopefully, AI technology won't get rid of some of our jobs, but it will enhance what we do. Just by thumbs up in the chat, how many of you are using Chat GPT? It is an AI tool. Artificial intelligence has been around for a while, but with Chat GPT and some of the other tools, it really has just more recently become a lot more mainstream here. But in terms of using this technology to improve your brand, think about content and how you're engaging with your customers through your website. I know there used to be this plugin that you could put on your website where a actual video pops up of a person that was like they were talking to you. If you go to websites now, oftentimes a chat bot will pop up and there would be, you know, how may I help you? And you type in, you're talking to AI. Thought leadership, blog content, social media posts, video content. All of this content creation around your brand could help you. But you got to understand prompt management. There are some tools out there. Prompts are the statement or phrases that you're going to use to input into Chat GPT to get the output that you're looking for. So there's tons of tools out there that will help you streamline your sales and marketing by using those prompts. And many of these social media management tools that you're using has AI technology built in, whether it's helping you come up with relevant content, helping you develop images. So look at some of these tools to really help you streamline your personal brand. And then some of the tools. These are some of the tools that I've been playing around with. Again, I am learning AI just as much as you all are. I remember back in, I love telling stories, but I remember back when I started my company in 2003, I never wanted to do web design. I sought after a a strategic partner who did web design, and that person didn't want to do marketing. So for the first 3 years of my agency, I had a web and graphic design partner who built out all the websites. And I did all the brand strategy, the email marketing, the social media, all of that. Now, you know what? I'm sorry, I think I heard someone in the audience say they had a web design company. There's tools out there, AI technology that's building the website for these customers in a matter of minutes. So look at how do I use these tools to enhance the services that I do. And then speaking of enhance, you've probably seen some of these cool images out there. Let's Enhance is a AI generating tool that helps you to create captivative images and art. So those are tools. And then if you use YouTube a lot to promote your brand, gain followers, this tool will help you generate some cool, unique thumbnail images. Because you know those thumbnail images is what draws a person in and grabs their attention. And so just to recap, focus on figuring out what your brand attributes are. The first step in personal branding is, what is your brand, right? And so you gotta define it. Whether you want to use your personal brand to build, to be an influencer, or you are an influencer and you also want to have a brand strategy, understand the differences there. Focus on your story and your expertise, and then use some of these AI tools to help you scale your business. Lastly, I did write a book around defining your brand and also creating a strategy. You can scan the QR code. I have the Kindle version on Amazon and the soft copy on Amazon too. You're welcome to scan the QR code to get that copy. In that book, I really talk about how you define your brand. I tell my story about it, and then give you a lot of great examples. And lastly, if you want to connect with me, again, you can scan those QR codes, follow me on LinkedIn, join my newsletter if you prefer, so you can scan that. And you heard Donna Lisa mention that I work for the DEC Network. That is my full-time gig. I decided to go back into the workforce about 4 years ago. I believe it was 4 years ago. Because I really am passionate about entrepreneurship and helping women and minorities grow their brands. And so we at the DEC have some great events coming up. We have a pitch competition tonight at our Redbird location in Oak Cliff. On August 17th, we're hosting a Amplified Black Entrepreneurs event. And the biggest event in North Texas that I know TWU will be at is Dallas Startup Week, which is the 10th through the 14th of September. And you can go to the DEC's website, the DEC.co, to learn more about what we do and our events. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this has been valuable. And if we still have time for questions, I'm open to answering them.
Thank you, Tarsha. Yep, we have a couple minutes to do questions. We'll do, Kimberly, do you have any virtual questions?
Yes, I do have one. It's a good question. How do you deal with the negative side of building your brand around you as an individual? For example, this founder is a conservative Christian, but she would never want people that don't think like her to feel that they are not welcome or that they are not accepted in her environment.
Ooh, yeah. That is a good, that's a good one. I don't know that I can answer that very quickly. So come on, read it one more time so that I can think through it.
How do you deal with the negative side of building your brand around you as an individual? For example, this founder is a very conservative Christian, but she would never want anyone to feel unwelcome or not accepted because they don't think like she does or have the same beliefs as she does.
Yeah, I think I mean, this is I think this is just a general life kind of question. Is we all have values, beliefs, and things that don't align with someone else. I mean, I have relatives whose values and beliefs, I'm like, look, no, you are not coming to my house with all of that foolishness. So no. Okay. So, I think it's just finding the commonality, right? So is there anything in common? Are there common values, common beliefs, common goals that you can identify to focus on? I think that's the short answer I can give without, having a lot more detail and questions or content around that. Anybody else?
Can I chime in for a minute since I have a Christian lifestyle brand? This is Elisha. I would say that's spot on because I wrote a devotional, actually had non-believers comment very positively because the book is based on my life experience and how God kind of weaves his way through, but they were able to relate because they had similar experiences. So I just think being true to yourself and exactly what you said, Tarsha, is spot on.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for sharing. So do we have a question in the audience, Cindy?
I guess just to piggyback off of what you just said, do you have anything to relate back to like our brand marketing versus our ideal client? So I know a lot of us in here are like service-based businesses. And you mentioned like the 80-20 rules, that 20% of our clients, like for me as a wedding planner, like not everybody is my client. So do you have any feedback or tips about like making sure that my marketing is then reflected positively to the clients that I want to attract?
Well, I think the first thing is for you to be very, very clear on who you want to attract. Yes, you're a wedding planner. Anyone getting married could potentially be your client, but the more you define your target audience, the more you will be able to market your brand to that audience. So, and that's part of being different, right? With your brand is what audience really resonates with me? Is there a problem or a service or something that I am doing that is slightly different or unique than my competition? So I think for you, it starts with being clear on who you want to target and then developing your brand messaging around how are you solving that customer's problem and how are you going to make that customer a hero? It doesn't matter if you have a service or a product. The foundation is, who am I targeting? What problem am I solving for that audience? And how does my brand make them the hero by solving that issue?
Awesome. Well, it is 9:01 and we like to be respectful of time. So Tarsha, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us today. I know it was very helpful for me, and I see lots of heads nodding, clapping online. So thank you very, very much. And of course, we'd also love to promote Dallas Startup Week. I know it's one of our favorite events, going down there and spending time with the deck. So just a couple of event announcements, and then I'll hand it over to Kimberly. Our August WomenRISE, we will have Mary Robb with Social Practice, and she's going to be coming in talking about social media marketing. And then save the date, our August 19th for our Saturday workshop with Elle from Girlfriend's Budget. This workshop will be a hands-on experience with your business finances. Registration for that opens up next Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. An email will go out with the link. And I believe that is all we have, Kimberly.
Okay, well, we will go into some more networking.